the wealth mindset or the perspective for wealth. You are too big for where you are, but you are too small for where you want to go. Yes, you have outgrown where you are supposed to be, but you are underdeveloped for where you should be. So the difference between where you are and where you are going is the capacity you build in yourself. To become wealthy, to make money, it's not cash you need first. It's the right mindset, the right capacity. If somebody comes in now and drop, let's say, 10 million to everybody, without due respect, 70% of the people, by the end of the year, they'll be broke. So it's not about money. It's about mindset. It's about perspective. It's about the psychology for wealth. You must have it before you have it. If you don't have it, then you cannot have it. You must develop the capacity before you get there. If you don't have the capacity, then you can't birth it. 70 to 80% of millionaires are first generation millionaires, which means they did not inherit it. So don't think everybody that is outstanding today inherited wealth. Over 50% or more are first generation. They charted the course. And not everybody that is wealthy got it through dubious means. There are healthy ways to make money to become wealthy. And it starts by building the right capacity, having the right perspective for wealth. And our anchor scripture is Matthew chapter 25 from verse 14. So for the kingdom of heaven is as unto a man traveling into a far country, who calleth his own servant and delivered unto them his goods. The first perspective every child of God must have about wealth is that wealth is not exclusively your property, it's a trust. The Bible says the man traveling into a far country call his own servant and what? Deliver. Whatever is given is a trust. And that's why to us as children of God, wealth is a trust. We are stewards. And as steward, we must have the heart of accountability. Train yourself to be accountable for everything that comes your way. Purpose of wealth transfer. If you are going to use wealth the way the unbelievers are using wealth, then there's no reason for wealth transfer. Now, one of the end time signs is wealth transfer. But there will be no wealth transfer if we are using it the way they are using it. So we are first and foremost custodians, stewards of what Christ has given to us. Everything that comes to your hand, you are holding it in trust for God and for humanity. That is the first foundational truth. That is the first psychology. That is the first understanding you must have about wealth. That whatever God gives me today is for Him and for humanity. If you become a billionaire today, you are a billionaire for God first and then for humanity. In between, you take care of your family. But the primary reason is not your family. And that is why God talking about the rich fool, after his bag yielded so much for him, he said, I will say to myself, you have more than enough for years. Rest, eat, and enjoy. And he said that night, his life is required of him because he missed the purpose of wealth. And God begin to judge you by the little he brings your way. How do you handle it? Are you faithful as a steward in the little? So we are stewards, and as steward, we must be accountable, we must be held accountable for every fund, every finance that comes to your hand. If God gives it to you, can God take it back? Some of us, we can't even part with a little. We can't even invest more into the kingdom. Then you are not ready for wealth. Godly wealth will come to those who have the heart for the kingdom. Because as you go, you find out that most of the wealth that comes in, you don't even need it for yourself. If you are making 100 million naira every week, how much can you eat out of it? So you should know it's not you. You are not the focus. God through you wants to bless his people, and it locates you to bring their resources depending on the state of your heart. Is the state of your heart, is either repelling wealth or is attracting wealth? That's why you must understand that everything I ever have is first and foremost for the kingdom. Anything that cannot be used for the kingdom should never come to my hand. It's first and foremost God's property before it's ever mine. It's a mindset you must have. Bible says, my word shall yet be spread to prosperity. Prosperity of who? Prosperity of the church. So if your heart is open for the things of the kingdom, then more will pass through you. You become a channel. Cultivate your heart for God. As it's dropped, it will be meeting your need and be meeting the need of others. He giveth seed to the sower and bread to the eater, and multiply our seed. Some first perspective for wealth is that wealth is a trust for the purpose of the kingdom and for humanity. That is the purpose of wealth in the hand of a Christian. And if you don't have that registered in your heart, you are not going to attract wealth. What is the responsibility of me as a steward is to be what? accountable and to grow it. The talent is not given to be hidden. It's given to be grown. It's not given to be protected. You don't keep your money and be protecting it. When God gives you money, He gives you so you can grow and invest it. And that's why you must learn the principle of how to multiply and grow wealth. If you are an employee, train yourself to be answerable. Train yourself to be accountable. So the purpose of the talent is for it to be grown, not to protect. And that is the error of the one that took one talent. He decided to protect it, while others were trying to grow it.